Hello guys and welcome back to Pam's HarvestCraft. I have been busy since last episode. I've actually been feeling really inspired since last time, probably because things are starting to take shape now. And as you can see, I've obviously been doing a bit of work. I've completely stripped this field, not once actually, but twice, because I wanted to make sure that the baker had enough stuff so that we could keep coming back and kind of making things. So if we have a look in this chest here, we've got loads and loads of wheat, and I've also been collecting other things as well. Let's see where they are. Here we go. To make into different kinds of desserts, but I need to fill those chests up, especially this one here. And I'm actually going to get my book out because this is something that we're going to need to do. We are going to need to have a chicken farm. So here we go, chicken farm, and I also thought a pig farm as well because we are going to need to have pigs. I don't need to put a fish farm on there because we've already got one of those, and in fact, let's go and have a look and see what I've got. I have caught so many fish that I'm going to need to do something with them soon, and I know there are some pretty good recipes in Pam's HarvestCraft, so let's just have a quick look in here. I've been doing loads of fishing because I wanted to kind of like do some of my tools, so we've got all of this stuff in here, lots of enchanted books. I actually started dumping the fish in this barrel here because it was just getting a bit much, the amount of fish that we've got in there. So let's have a look. Now, I was a bit kind of like, one of my main reasons for doing this obviously is to get mending books, and I did manage to get another mending book, but I was kind of disappointed because it also has a depth strider on it, and I really would like some diamond boots with the depth strider. So I was kind of like, meh, that's a bit sad. I might have to waste that enchantment. But then I managed to get it again, which is really good, and it also has protection 3 on it, which means that would be ideal for a pair of boots. So I actually am going to use this mending on my pickaxe. I did also manage to get another pickaxe. I decided to do an enchantment on it, but all I got was Silk Touch, which is useful, but also like not useful because it doesn't have anything else on it, so that kind of was a little bit sad, but I'm sure we can fix that in the future with a few different books. So let's see how much this is going to cost me. Oh, only 3. Oh, that's nice. Okay, still need some names for these, but that's fine. That's something we can come to in the future. So that means every time I mine ores, I'm gonna get loads of levels. Yay! A few other things that have changed around here. I planted this bamboo and my goodness did it grow. So, you know, we have exponentially increased the amount of bamboo by quite a lot. And also the cocoa beans have been growing fairly quickly. Obviously this is not going to be the final place of the cocoa beans. And actually the first thing that I would like to do today is I realised if we go into the house, I'm going to need to sleep soon anyway. I only have 2 carrots. Just 2, because I've been using them for so many recipes. I have a fair few potatoes, 1 beetroot. There's not a lot of recipes you can use beetroot for, but it would be quite nice to have a little farm. These are pretty dangerous, but I'm sure we can think of something for that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually make a farm for all of these things. This is where we're at so far. I actually ended up deciding to start with the pumpkins and the melons just because I've been wanting to move them out of like the way for a while. And I thought I'd go for like a little pattern, so it actually is kind of going like pumpkin, 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 and then like in between it's melons. So we get kind of like a cool effect when they actually grow on this bit here. I'm still kind of not sure about the cobblestone. There's like a lot of cobblestone around here, but I do quite like these like trapdoors. In fact, these ones back here are actually hiding a pumpkin light source, a jack-o'-lantern underneath here, but I'm still kind of, I'm going to need to fix this retaining wall as well, because obviously at the moment the dirt looks a little bit odd. But it's a work in progress. Let's get ourselves some pumpkin seeds though. Oh yeah, actually I need some shears to do that, and actually before we do that, let's take these down just so they're like not in the way. I was just like too lazy to do it whilst I was doing this. But it does mean we can make some things out of chocolate today, which is quite exciting. Eventually I am going to move those somewhere else, probably these as well, and the cactus, because they'll need to go in some kind of like exotic greenhouse, because I don't really think a farmer would be growing cactuses like on his farm. Right, let's get some iron. I went diamond mining, but I've already used up some of them like to fix things. No, I don't need 3, I need 2. And let's get some more seeds. Don't know why I'm doing this because I literally have like a bajillion pumpkin seeds, but you know, it does mean that we have like extra lighting. Oh, I love me some jack-o'-lanterns. It's like the simplest lighting that you can get in Minecraft. Right, let's finish this off. So these are all pumpkins, just so that I know which is which. And we just go in a little diagonal pattern just like this. And then we go the other way with a few melon seeds. And that's done, and that should make a nice little pattern when it's done. The other thing I want to do is actually kind of get rid of part of this wall so we can kind of use this area here, which means I'm going to have to build up around this wall for my own safety reasons, because I know there's some caves over there that I don't want to be messing with. So let's take this bit of wall down, test out my new mending pick. I think we'll probably take it down from here actually, and that should give me some extra materials if I've got the space in my inventory, which I really don't. Gosh, I'm not organized today. Don't worry, I will pick these things up. And one of my other ideas was actually to make like a little kind of stairway going up here, and because this is kind of one of the problems that I've run in with redesigning this area is I kind of like didn't flatten out the land first, and now we have all these kind of elevations which are kind of getting in my way, so I'm kind of solving that as we go. Let's whack some cobblestone in here actually just to get rid of it. I made the farmer a little water source here, you know, because it just makes it easier to like fill up as we're going around. But that's not a bad start. Let's see if we can get something done with the potatoes and the carrots. It's a bit weird looking at the moment, but we're getting there. I'll just show you what I've done down here, because this is the the bit that's kind of weird, is I had to like, build up the land, and I'm not kind of sure like whether I should bring this all the way down so the steps go all the way up, or whether I should have this as like another kind of retaining wall. I just have to think about that. I tell you what though, I actually love the jack-o'-lanterns. I know other people are like, blur, jack-o'-lanterns, but I like think they're really funny. Ooh, we have our first pumpkins already grown. That's cool. That's cool. But what I need to do now is actually plant these seeds. Now I made a smaller section for the beetroots because they're not actually that useful, and we can plant one. Very nice. And then I've made bigger sections for the potatoes so that these will go all the way across here, and then the carrots will grow over here. So I guess I just have to kind of hang around and let these guys grow, and then we'll have an update on the field. Actually, while we're waiting for everything to grow, let's go eat something. I found out that there's something I want to try. What I've done is I actually installed just enough items, which I don't usually have on the screen because like I find it quite annoying, but I'm kind of like, you probably noticed it like as I was playing that this was on the screen. But I don't know, I'm in two minds about it. Like I'd find it like a little bit irritating to have here, but like it is also really useful to like find out some of the recipes in the game. So what I know that I can do now is if I grab a bit of dough, if I grab the bakeware and we go in here, then I should... Now, we tried to make pumpkin bread before and it didn't work because one of the extra ingredients you actually need is the actual bread. So now we have pumpkin bread, and you can use that to make carrot bread as well, which I think is pretty cool. I already had to go like off camera making some stuff out of chocolate as well because my goodness, it was so much fun. So we have chocolate pudding, and chocolate yogurt's pretty easy. You just like add the cocoa powder to the yogurt, a chocolate roll, and some chocolate cupcakes, which we can go and put in the bakery. But I'm going to make some more stuff on camera so you guys can see some of the really cool recipes that you can do now that we have chocolate. In fact, I'd really quite like to make some chocolate cake, but we are going to need an egg for that. So I'm afraid, Mr. Bakery, we're going to have to borrow that egg of yours. Actually, I don't think we need to borrow the egg because I seem to remember... Oh, here we go. I did put some batter in here, so that actually I think we can use this to make ourselves a cake. I was making some stuff earlier and I was like, where's the batter gone? Because I'd completely forgotten that I'd put it in there. Ah dear, moving things around. Eventually we will move stuff over to there actually, so I will end up using the bakery to make things. But for now, let's make a chocolate cake in here because I am starving. Delicious. Right, so to make a cake, we need the bakeware. We probably also need sugar, which is going to be in here. Lovely. Okay, sugar. What else do I need? So we've got the batter, we've got the sugar, we've got the cocoa powder. I think that might be it. Let's try it and see what we get. So we've got batter and sugar and cocoa powder. Ooh, okay, that's not what I was expecting. So we get chocolate muffins from that. So how do we make chocolate cake? Well, okay, this is now when the items should come in. Let's look it up and see. Right, here it is. Chocolate cake. And, oh, we need a chocolate bar. Okay, so I think if I press R, Okay, cocoa beans and a saucepan. That's where we were going wrong. As you can see, I also broke all of my bamboo, so now my inventory is full of bamboo, so let's put these away. We don't need these at the moment. Keep them in my precious things chest. Obviously, bamboo being very precious. Okay, so first of all, saucepan. And I have all my cocoa beans somewhere. Where did they go? Oh yeah, I put them away because I know that I'm very careless with things. So we just take one because we're only going to make one. We get the saucepan. Okay, chocolate bar. Excellent. And then it's just the bakeware, that, and sugar. Yay! A chocolate cake. That's well exciting, but there's obviously a lot more stuff. I think the most hilarious thing is obviously you can make chocolate bacon, which obviously we can't make yet because we don't have any kind of pig farm, but we'll get on that. We'll get on that next. I think I'm going to eat myself a chocolate muffin. Hello guys, it's now the next day. I've been busy beavering away and I came over here and I noticed that the sheep all had their wool on, which made me suspect, which I think all of you will suspect as well, that all the shears have broken. But that's okay because if we go downstairs, I literally couldn't believe how much wool this thing has got. Let's have a look at this. Look at that! It's incredible. I'm actually here to grab a couple of pieces, so I want this one. Oh my gosh, it's actually still filling up with wool. I want kind of like a rainbow pastel, so that one, yellow, green, and I also want purple. And I've actually turned it off as well because obviously it doesn't need to be on if the sheep are not actually, you know, producing any wool. I'll come and do this like later because I don't actually need any more wool at the moment because, wow, that is a lot. I've bred up the cows. They've all got babies. And we're going to get to work on a new building. Before we get started, I thought I'd show you guys the progress that I've made. I had a good think about this area and I actually really like what I've come up with. So this is now kind of like a storage area underneath, kind of inset it and put all these kind of barrels here, which these ones are going to fill up with beetroots. Actually, let's put these beetroots in there. This one obviously full of potatoes, and then down here this one will be full of carrots, and then it has kind of little areas where you can go up and you can actually like have a look at the crops. It's coming along well actually. The potatoes probably grow the fastest out of all of these. These are pretty slow and you have to like actually break them to get the seeds, because obviously in the Pam's HarvestCraft it lets you right click to pick them up, which it is useful actually. It means you don't have to keep replanting them every time you pick them. But I'm pretty happy with this. It actually is interestingly based on something that I live near. There's like an old brewery near my house and they've converted this into like people's garages, but it obviously used to be like a storage thing like this. And I was like, do you know what? Use things in your life as inspiration and you'll find that there's like quite fun stuff. I've also been working on this wall over here and I wanted to kind of make it look like, along with this staircase, that the farmer and the people in the city like have kind of been helping themselves to some of the stones. So I wanted to make it look like this staircase here, and probably like all these bits of the farm and the retaining walls and stuff like are made of bits that they kind of just salvaged, which is why it's all broken. Like maybe 100 years ago or 200 years ago, like this was like double the height and like really fancy, and now all of the bricks either fallen down or been taken down by people, which is quite a cool history to this little place. Which actually something we need to put in the notebook. We need a town name. So we need some town name ideas. And the other thing that I want to work on today is the sweet shop that I spoke about in the last episode. Now that we've got chocolate, obviously, we need a sweet shop, which I'm going to get started building very soon. And one of my viewers also mentioned doing a market inspired by the market that we saw in the village that's over there last episode, because it was really cute, and that would be a good way to sell a few things like cotton candy maybe, which I know you can get in this, and maybe we could have like a flower seller as well, which would be really nice. So I'm hoping that that will come to fruition at some point, but we do need to work on quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of buildings before that happens. So I'm going to get started on the foundations of the sweet shop, which is going to be right next door to the baker, and then we'll see how we go. I had to quickly take a screen cap of what I did in creative just to remember what it was that it looked like, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. I've decided to use brick for this one, just to kind of make it a little bit different to the base on this one here, but also, you know, mix in this, what is it called again? granite, yes, in with it. So I decided to use, actually, let's take that off. I'm going to use the polished granite in between just to make the sides look a little bit more sturdy. And we're going to go up 4. And for this one, I want it to be set slightly back of this house. So the bit that sticks out is going to be at the front here. And I'm actually, I really wish that you had something like the stone cutter to do this, like a wood cutter, so that you didn't have to do this every time. But what we're going to have is, I'm going to have, let's see if we can get it upside down. There we go. A window sticking out here that's going to show off all the different kinds of sweets that you can buy in the shop. Let's have it, yeah, let's have it 3 wide, and then there'll be room for us to have a door just here. I'm actually going to stick not the polished granite, but like a granite there, so that it doesn't look too overwhelmingly granity, but it'll still look pretty cool. And I brought my stone cutter over here just so that I can get, you know, nice cheap stairs and things like that. So I can just do this, lovely, and then that can just be stuck up there. I've basically put the rest of my clay in a furnace so that we can have enough to do this project, but we're only going to go up that high. Let's fill in the rest of this with brick, actually. So if we have 1, 2, that there, and then we'll put some of the granite at the top here. And then that's not looking too bad so far. So the reason I brought the wool over is because we're going to have like this really cool kind of overhang so that it looks like a rainbow to like entice you to come and try some of the candy. So we're going to go for what would be, you know, red, yellow, green. Obviously it isn't because it's like a pastel rainbow. But I quite like the purple, even though it's like darker than the others. There isn't really like a pastel purple. I actually think that sets it off really nicely. So that's going to come out like that, and then we're going to have some of these, what do they call them? Fences? Yeah, some fences, so that we can have some carpet hanging off the top. So I'm going to have the fences so they line up. Oopsie, not like that. Not like that. This is how we build. So they line up at the side with this. I just got to go up 1 more. And I did it lighter than this so that you could like, so it would kind of not look too similar, but still have the kind of the same aesthetic, you know, of that kind of hanging out. And I also made myself a pink little bed inside here because obviously someone who worked in a sweet shop would have a pink bed so that I can sleep at night and not get killed in the face by monsters. Whoop, and we're up again. Right. The good thing about these townhouses is that you can kind of just focus on the front and not worry too much like about the sides until you're kind of finished, because it's the front that people really see. Although what's quite funny is when I looked at my picture of what I've done in creative, I actually made this one like a lot taller. And it was a lot squatter when I did it in creative. And I actually quite like that. I like how tall it is because it looks kind of more imposing when you're like walking alongside it. So I think I'll probably make this one taller as well. Right, we're going to need a bit of the old dirt scaffolding to get up the side. Now that I actually have that stuff, I probably could make actual scaffolding. But you know what? I love my dirt scaffolding. You can't take it away from me. Right, let's have that here. And then we can do the front here. So I'm going to go with wood coming along the front here, but I'm going to do a lot of stripped wood in this one. I've made myself a little tree farm over here because I tend to run out of wood fairly rapidly, and I actually made a little well, not a little, a large spruce tree over there, so like down by the water there's like a whole bunch of podzol which I can pick up later and actually use for things. So I'm gonna carry on with this design at the front here, and I'll pop back with you when I've got up to the roof so I can show you like what I'm gonna do. Little bit of progress, but I've actually been preparing like a lot of other stuff, and oh my goodness, that's going to take a while to chop down, but at least it'll give me lots of wood. Now I'm actually thinking that what I might do is strip these logs up here, just like I have with these, to give it a bit of a lighter look. And one of the things I was thinking of doing actually was making more of these. Oh, whoops, you saw nothing. So one of the things I was thinking of doing was having some note blocks up here, which I'm going to make now. I just brought some of this redstone over, and I think I'll make enough so that we can have it for both sides. Yep, I thought I remembered how to make these. So we've got some at the front and some at the back. A little trick I like to use is actually putting a ladder as I'm building the house, because obviously you get tons of sticks from just cutting down trees. So it's quite a good way to, you know, keep coming up here. And let's strip these as well, and I think that's going to look really nice. Oh yeah, I really like the look of that contrasted with the slightly darker look of the bakery next door. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to finish off the little awning that we've got at the front. So I grabbed myself a little bit of flax Yep, I think that was it. That makes us a little bit of string. And we're not going to make the same mistakes twice. No, we are not. We're not going to be punching any string. Not that I would do anything like that. Right, so I think if I do that, yeah, that works. Excellent. Now I'm going to need kind of a placeholder block, so we'll just put some dirt in these bits here, and then I can put the string, and then that should work really nicely for us. So we'll put the purple one at the end. I should just be able to whack that like that. And then what you've got to be able to do is see the top of that block. So if we go in rainbow order, it should be yellow first. That's it. Get that hitbox right at the top there. Green. I can do rainbows. Yeah, get the top of the hitbox. And blue. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I mean, apart from the dirt. That looks great. Right, I'm going to finish off the roof and finish off some of the other sides of the walls, and then we'll see what it's looking like. I decided to pause before doing the whole roof because I wanted to show you guys kind of how I went about it. I'm liking the way it looks so far. I decided to get some white stained glass because I quite like the frosted look that it gives the window. So we're going to pop upstairs. I am going to fill all this in. I did get myself some more bricks. It looks a bit random, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. So we're up here, and I just need to put a placeholder block here for the moment so I can get up here. I decided to go for quite a shallow roof, so instead of going straight up to an apex, it has like a 2 block there, and that just kind of makes it a bit more shallow than the other one. And I actually thought while I'm up here, there's something I missed doing on this roof that I actually did in creative, which was put this kind of railing going along the top, which is kind of like a classic Victorian thing. It's usually like in metal, but I think that looks pretty cool, so I'm just going to leave that there. Now we're going to use grey wool. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to intersperse a little bit of stone and a little bit of andesite to kind of give it a bit more texture and a bit more kind of like of a worn look. So I think this is going to look pretty nice. Let me just put in a few blocks, and I'm just going to put the stone and the andesite where you'd probably be able to see it. Like these blocks here, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well, whereas on these ones that jut out a bit, you are going to be able to see it. Try not to put it too much like in the middle block. And then like up here as well, we're definitely going to see like the top, the apex of the roof. I'm liking this. I think, you know, I actually really like the wool on the roof. It is a bit of like, you know, a poor person's concrete. But, you know, from a distance, actually, I think it looks really nice. And gives like a really bright like pop of colour like on top of the house here. So I'm just going to finish this off, and then we'll have a look from down below what this is looking like. There we go, guys, just as the sun is setting. I think that's looking super. I have to keep reminding myself like not to jump off the roof because obviously like I'm used to building in creative and like killing myself. So, you know, lessons to be learned. I have to say, I am really happy with how this is looking. It's just really super cute. I can't wait to fill it with all the different sweets and stuff. I've not done too much on the interior. It doesn't even have a front door yet. But I've kind of started thinking about like a countertop and kind of a display window where we can have some of the sweets and things. I started working on the ceiling as well. You can see at the sides here, this used to be stripped, and I've now changed it back into oak blocks because I quite like the look of the beams. There's not really much going on up here just yet, you know. It's kind of just, I put that in the middle and I might have a lantern hanging down, but there's not really much going on in here. I'm thinking I might sort of turn it into kind of like a sweets cafe. So like out the back here, there is going to be like a little walled garden that you can only get to like if you go through the shop, but that's just like an idea for next time. Yeah, and unfortunately that is actually all we've got time for, guys. This has been a slightly longer than usual episode, but I've really enjoyed myself. I've had fun building this, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. Speaking of which, I'd quite like, you know, to know if this is what you guys like to see. You know, do you like to see the time-lapsey kind of stuff, or do you prefer to see, you know, me building in real time and kind of discussing like my techniques, or do you like a mixture? You know, it's just one of those things that I'm quite interested in. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Let's actually face the house so we can see the lovely candy shop, and next time we're going to fill it with some cool stuff. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.